All right, so you are thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area. You've identified Fountain Hills as a strong contender on your list of possible cities. Well, let me tell you, I'm not going to just tell you all the fluff and all the great stuff that you can find all over the internet yourself. I'm going to tell you exactly what it really is like, boots on the ground, nitty gritty, what it's like to live, work, and play in Fountain Hills in this video. Don't go anywhere, because I'm going to be brutally honest. The good, the bad, and the ugly coming at you right now. Hello, everyone. This is Sheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, you're going to want to smash that subscribe button and click that little bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video. We are getting dozens of calls every single day. Everybody is asking what's going on in Fountain Hills, water, real estate. They want to know all the ins and the outs, where they can go and enjoy themselves, eat, drink, play. What is Fountain Hills all about? Well, let me tell you, you need to pick up that phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona and looking for more information on Fountain Hills, coming at you right now. All right, so let's take a look at the map here, first of all. I think it's really important that everybody understand where Fountain Hills is in proximity to the rest of the greater Phoenix area. It is tucked away very so gently in the very northeast part of the greater Phoenix area. Directly north of Fountain Hills, you are going to find two areas. The first one is McDowell Mountain Range. Well, you're not going to be building there, but you are guaranteed to have these mountain views forever. They're a national forest, and it is stunning. I promise you, you've never seen views like you do in the city of Fountain Hills. Just a little bit further north of the McDowell Mountain Range, you're going to find a little town called Rio Verde. And this is really important. A lot of people, when they find out what Fountain Hills has to offer, and maybe it doesn't fit with them perfect, they'll say, well, how about if I go a little bit north or a little bit east, west, south, etc., right? Well, the next buildable area that you can build north of Fountain Hills is going to be Rio Verde. If you haven't done a little bit of research, do so and go on Google and type in Rio Verde water problem. Long and the short of it is, Rio Verde was a very small town a very long time ago. And as more and more people started building kind of more luxury ranch kind of estate type properties, they were building wells. But as it started to get a little bit more dense population, they needed more water, and they did not have a public utility system in place. So they reached out to their neighbor in Scottsdale and was like, hey, Scottsdale, can we use some of your water in Scottsdale? Well, yeah, of course, we'd love to help our neighbor. And they've been doing that for a very, very long time. Now, in Arizona, when a large builder builds a new community, they have to guarantee a 100-year water supply for that housing. And so when you go to a large builder, national builder, you're going to have that guarantee. As a homeowner, that's important, right? You need water. Now, here's the little caveat that a lot of people came in under the radar, and there is a lot of housing in Rio Verde, which is causing the problem. So in Arizona, being a property rights state, the laws here allow a small property owner of 5 acres or less to develop 5 or fewer homes, and they do not need to guarantee a 99-year water supply. Yes, you would think that these builders should have told these property owners, but they didn't. And now that the city of Scottsdale says your population has absolutely grown, and we can no longer have your straw in our bucket because you're sucking out too much water, right? Imagine a bucket that's not filling up very well for the last 20 years. And now there's more people pulling water out of Scottsdale's water. Scottsdale said, we're done, the end of 2022. So they didn't just pull the trigger, by the way, and just come up with it a couple months ago. They started talking about this 4 years ago. Unfortunately, there's no state law that prevents these developers from continuing to build. And let me tell you, I've gone to some of the water meetings. There are some very, very unhappy homeowners. Both those that have been there for 20, 30 years and have wells that have water in them that do not want a taxable taxable water municipality coming in and taxing them more. And then you have the newer homeowners that have had no idea. And if they were on a shared well that was filled by the builder, they're empty now or getting close to being empty. And that's what the dilemma is. So make sure you are working with a real estate team that knows everything that's going on about our water. I can't think of a more important thing when moving to Arizona. All right, that's what's the directly north. Then if we go directly south, we actually have Indian reservation. It's two different reservations directly south of Fountain Hills. And you're going to get familiar with these words when you move here. It's Pima and Maricopa. We have Maricopa County and we have Maricopa City. There is also an Indian tribe called the Maricopa Indian tribe and the Pimas. And that's what's directly south of Fountain Hills. So you're driving to get to Fountain Hills and you notice nothing but open land. It will always be open land unless the Indians decide different. And at this point, they're not changing anything. And then if you go directly east of Fountain Hills, yet another Indian tribe called the Yavapai. And the Yavapai have a casino just north of Fountain Hills. So if you need to get away and have a little excitement, it's actually a really fun casino. There's casinos all over Arizona. Now, directly west of Fountain Hills and through the McDowell Mountains, oh my gosh, it's beautiful driving through there, is Scottsdale. And the most expensive part of Scottsdale. So when people say, I can't afford Scottsdale anymore, I'm thinking about going to Fountain Hills. Yeah, a lot of people already thought about that for a very long time. So that is the surroundings of Fountain Hills. Let's talk a little bit more about what the city's like as we kind of take a drive through, and let's show you what it actually looks like. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pretend. These are the most incredible views you have ever seen in every single direction. Only thing I don't particularly like is that I moved out here in the 90s, and I remember when I first went out to Fountain Hills, there was a lot more mountains. And now it's just houses pelted all over mountains, which is kind of sad. There's a total of 25,000 people that live within the city of Fountain Hills. But of those 25,000 people, there's actually less than 12,000 homes. And if you think about it, that's actually not a very large community. But here's the thing, of those 12,000 homes, 75% of those homes do not have any children living in those homes. What exactly does that mean? It means that Fountain Hills is predominantly an elderly, older age community. In fact, the median age is 57 and a half. And if you know anything about median numbers, the median numbers move very slowly and are on the low end. So I would say, from visiting out in Fountain Hills quite often, because I love hiking out there, I would say the average is closer to 65 to 75, just letting you know. Here's another thing. The homes in the Fountain Hills area, the vast majority of them are over 25 years old. They really started building in Fountain Hills in the 80s, and then the 90s is when it just went, boom, exploded. In the early 2000s, there was a lot, well, I wouldn't say a lot. They started off during the market boom, like in 03, 04, 05, when all the building was started. There was a lot of custom homes that were being built out there. In fact, I did a lot of bank-owned properties and short sales. and foreclosures. And I sold a bank owned several of the homes that were out there. They never made it to being completely finished. And so someone picked those up at a smoking deal. There's been a lot of appreciation in Fountain Hills. I'll tell you, in the last year, we've seen over 30% in Fountain Hills. And you know why? It's because there's nowhere else to build and there's no inventory. All right. So of those, it's actually 11,600 homes. Only 13% of them are rentals. One of the smallest rental inventory in the entire greater Phoenix area. In fact, during snowbird season, holiday time, we call it snowbirds because everybody comes from where there's snow and it's nice and sunny here. There was like 0.5% of availability for renting. There's just, you got to plan a year in advance, sometimes years in advance. One of the other amazing things about Fountain Hills is it's super, super safe. Like, it is one of the safest places in the country. Everyone knows what's going on. There's all kinds of neighborhood watches. There's some unusual rules out there too. I don't want to say the whole city's like an HOA, but it kind of feels like it. Like they have their hands in all these rules, like how you can sell a property, I don't know if it's really who you can sell to in some of the communities. Here's a really weird thing. They have a Tractor Supply, and I love, like, when I'm meeting people to head up to the mountains for hiking, I always meet in Fountain Hills. It's a great spot on the way up. And Tractor Supply is one of my favorite spots to stop at because my dog loves looking at baby chickens. I have no idea why. No, he doesn't eat the chickens, and no, he doesn't eat the baby chicks. But he loves just watching them. And it's so cute just watching how intense he is. And it's weird because Tractor Supply, literally all over the United States, and they only have one store that does not have any baby chickens. And it's the one in Fountain Hills because they were not allowed to. Again, like there's weird rules. And you'll find no peddlers at all in Fountain Hills. In fact, you'll see signs that says, like, it's okay not to give people money. Instead, send them to city government shelters. They've made an effort to avoid any riffraff from the community. So that's a good thing, right? What's it really like to live, though, in Fountain Hills? Well, cost of living is going to be a little bit higher, mostly because of scarcity, not because of the current situation with everybody having supply chain issues, but there's not a lot of things to buy and get in Fountain Hills. So you're going to pay more for gas. You're going to pay more for food, whether it be at the grocery store or if it's at a restaurant. For services, your hair, a gym. In fact, there's not even like a big gym there. The only big gym that's in the entire city of Fountain Hills is Anytime Fitness, which in my opinion is not really one of the bigger ones, but they have multiple locations in Phoenix. Maybe you've never even heard of them. There is like health spas, and there's wellness centers, and there's a few doctors and a few dentists, but there's no hospital. There's not a lot of urgent care. You have to drive. And here's the thing. That's the key about Fountain Hills. If you want to live away from the rest of the world, this is the town for you. But you have no resources, or I should say, you have very little resources and very few amenities. You have no hospital, you have to drive into Scottsdale. You have no Costco, have to drive into Scottsdale. There's no Whole Foods, there's no Sprouts, there is a Starbucks. I'm not big on the whole Starbucks things. Here's the thing, Fountain Hills is just like, it's like a little boutique town. In fact, the only shopping you're going to get is like boutique kind of shopping. There's all kinds of jewelry and fine art. There's probably more real estate offices than there is anything else. There's a handful, and I mean a handful of restaurants. No big chains you ever heard of. You can get pizza and Taco Bell and things like that. But like, I was hiking with some friends and we said, let's go stop in Fountain Hills. We had our dogs. Let's go stop in Fountain Hills. Let's grab some tacos. We had worked, a great hike, and we were like, let's get some tacos. Let's go sit on a patio somewhere with our dogs. Non-existent in Fountain Hills. I'm telling you, there's just not a lot of choices at all. And like the boutiques are and there's like the little mom and pop shop. So it's just enough for the tourists. It's just enough to satisfy the snowbirds that come in, for 3 or 4 months. But I'll tell you, living there, if you are someone that likes events and socializing and entertainment and activities, and you're going to drive a minimum of 30 minutes to anywhere. Mayo Clinic's 30 minutes, Costco's 30 minutes, airport's 45 minutes. If you want to go, if you want to get like real shopping, like Macy's, Nordstrom's, Louis Vuitton, whatever you like, that's 30 to 45 minutes. Work, there's very, very little employment there other than like city services. So again, it's mostly a retirement community. If you work, not at home, but if you work, you're looking at again, not even a 30-minute commute, because you really can't get to a business. You can get to Scottsdale housing in 30 minutes. You're talking probably 45 minutes. And if it's during commute hour, an hour, that's not good. I'm telling you, if I was retired and I was with my special person and I needed nothing else on the outside, I would consider Fountain Hills. There's a few things like for grandkids to come and visit. There's the beautiful, of course, how can you miss the Fountain Hills Park, where the fountain that's why it's called Fountain Hills. It pops up every hour on the hour for 15 minutes. And then when you get out there, you're like this. Okay, that was it. Like there's no like boat events. There's a couple of festivals, but they're really kind of, I don't want to call them weak, but low attendance and early. There's some live music in the park. There's some playgrounds for the grandkids. But let me tell you, I was just out there a couple weeks, April, you don't know when this video is being watched, but I was just out there in April. There's no trees to sit under. So if you don't bring your own shade, you're not out of the park. It was really weird. April, no one was out there unless they were in their pop-up. And because the sun was so intense, there was no cloud cover at all whatsoever. They were literally like fixing their pop tent to block the sun. I'm telling you, 8 or 9 months out of the year, there's not a lot to do outside. And your puppies, his paws were getting like I had to take off my shoes to feel the concrete and they were too hot. So I had to walk them on the grass in April. So remember all that for Fountain Hills. Overall, I'm kind of thinking it's a really sleepy town. And if that's what you're looking for, average home price right now is about $800,000 to $1 million. That's average. And right now in the hotter season, that is the ideal time to buy in the Fountain Hills area because all the snowbirds went home. In fact, right now, the buyer activity in April is only 89% of normal. Only 89% of normal. That means it's below normal. But you know what? The inventory is only at 20% of normal. And the one builder that's up there, their 2-bedroom starts at 1.4 million. Well, online it says lower, but when you're done with all the upgrades and stuff, 1.4 million. And the list to get on the possibility of buying those homes is years long, and they're not even taking any more names. So if you're looking at buying a resale home, you're going to have to give us a call as early as possible because your home is probably not on the market. If you were to call me today, I would tell you there's only 41 homes to choose from, single family homes, and those are going to start at $550,000. And let me tell you, that's a 1,400 square feet, small lot, not updated, all the way up to 4 million. That's over in Fire Rock. There is, by the way, 8 golf courses in Fountain Hills. 2 are private, so 6 are public. So again, great for the retirees that love playing golf. And there's lots of choices even on the public courses. But if you are looking for land, know that the land is probably like this. So only part of it's buildable and the rest of it's just going to be beautiful, scenic desert. It's not like, I mean, it's great when you have a half an acre, but you only can use maybe 4,000 square feet of it and the rest is all desert. And the associations really crack down on what you can build, even on your own land, because again, It's in the eyes of everyone that lives in the area. So, all right, guys, I hope this video was detailed for you, good, bad, or ugly, just giving you the truth. And if you are looking to buy in Fountain Hills, there are some stunning views and stunning homes. You just got to plan ahead. So make sure you pick up that phone 2 years in advance. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we are here when you're thinking about moving to the Fountain Hills or the entire greater Phoenix area. And if you need help figuring out what area works best for you, just pick up the call. All right, see y'all soon. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so that you can follow us on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Make it a good one, and we'll see you soon. Bye.